Hello and welcome to another episode of Naval Academy series, where I'm doing my best to go through all missions in Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts. Before we begin today's episode, I would like to remind you to hit that subscribe button and use the bell to make sure you won't miss out on any content from me. I would also like to encourage you to join my Discord server, where you can interact with me and other Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts fans. Share some of your crazy designs, suggest a cool scenario, or just chill. You can find link in description down below this video. Right, so here we are in episode, I think it's gonna be episode 29. Yes, I think it's episode 29. And today we will continue our efforts to complete all the missions. We are currently trying to defeat mission number 30. I will shortly jump into the game window so we can look at current scenario. So let's crack on to it. All right, so here we are, and today's mission will be Dreadnought versus modern cruisers. Fight versus modern cruisers with battleships of older technology. Powerful modern cruisers with a state-of-the-art fire control and devastating torpedoes should have no problem sinking a dreadnought of older technology. You can prove the opposite either by enhancing your battleships with equipment of advanced technology or investing more money for building more ships. So, as a player, you will build battleship. By default, the funds allocated for that task is $120 million. Enemy fleet will consist of 2 battle cruisers and 2 heavy cruisers. Time limit is 150 minutes, and the win condition is to sink 100% of enemies. And as it was stated in the description of this particular task, we can either boost technology, so we can get some better goodies for our massive dreadnought, or we can try and build more dreadnoughts by getting some extra money. Well, some is a little bit over understatement, because we are getting pretty much $50 million. That will definitely allow us to build at least one more battleship. So the choice is very difficult. Obviously, I'm a great fan of upgrading old things instead of like investing extra money into building more of old things. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure which bonus should I choose. Having 2 battleships would be very useful. But on the other hand, yeah, if they won't be able to last, perhaps one very strong battleship would be better idea. Good question. Right, let's go with more funds this time. Mostly because I always go with like boosted firepower and better technologies. So maybe it would be a nice change to invest more funds, build a little bit older designs, and try and defeat that task force. Right, let's crack on to it. So what do we have? We got modernized Dreadnought, we got Dreadnought 4, Dreadnought 3, or Dreadnought 2 with of USA design. You know, I'm really tempted to build something that would at least remotely resemble to South Carolina design. That would be nice. Yeah, that might actually be an idea. If I could squeeze in like 4 of these bad boys, I think we can do quite a lot with this. Right, so let's crack onto it. Cage mast, super tall. Yes, why not? This will cause some forward offsets. Let's push it a little bit forwards. Yeah, the placement is not perfect. Let me just have a look. If I would perhaps move it a little bit forward, how does that look? Oh, okay. So that would mean A citadel would, well, a citadel. A conning tower would be a little bit exposed. Yeah, but that looks nice. Okay, let's stick to it. And let's see what we can do. Perhaps if I would lower the speed, let's say 21.5 knots. Yeah, that would do. Bulkheads. Let's go with maximum bulkheads. That's for sure. Cage mast, super tall. Yes, please. That will give us a better spotting ability. Okay, that looks good. Tall funnels. Or tall funnel 4, in fact. If I would squeeze in 2 of these bad boys, no? Or maybe, oh, double funnel. Yeah. That looks nice. Okay. The superstructure looks quite full right now. Yeah, I'm happy with that design. Main guns, centerline guns. What do we want? Do we want 12 inches? Or perhaps 14s, 15s? No. I think we will do best with 12-inch guns. Dual barrel guns, perhaps. Ooh, they look kind of small, is it? Yeah. I'm not super happy with those. Maybe 13-inch guns. Oh, they look much more appropriate. But the accuracy is going down. Ooh. Yeah, this is Mark III, and those are probably... Oh, these are also Mark III. 14-inch guns? Let me think. Yeah, okay. We'll stick with 13-inch guns. They should do the job. Let's see. If I would put 2 guns in here. Ooh. Right, medium superimposed barbette 1. Yeah, that looks good. Center line, 13-inch. Does that fit? Oh, just perfect, is it? Yeah, that looks almost perfect. Okay, and another gun. This might be a little bit too close. Let's see the angles. Yeah, I might want to put it a little bit away so that the gun can actually get proper angles. Okay, we got a little bit of forward offset, which is not a problem. Let's see, torpedo launchers, do we want any? That might actually be very useful. Nah, secondary guns and casemates, that's what I'm gonna invest. 5-inch casemate guns. Let's squeeze in some of those. Oh yeah. Yes, I will build 9 of these bad boys. Ooh, with that design, that would actually make a lot of difference, isn't it? Do I want any torpedoes? That is the question. Not really. Secondary guns, perhaps some 4-inchers or maybe 8-inchers. Like, can I actually squeeze in something bigger? I could. I could definitely try and squeeze in something bigger. But I might go with like a 4-inchers. Can I squeeze them in on that superstructure? Not really. Ooh, that's no good. 3-inchers? No? No, you don't want to. Right. 4-inch casemates, perhaps? I could squeeze in 4-inch casemates here. That's still 2 extra guns, isn't it? Yeah. A little bit more of that secondary firepower. 3-inch casemates. Do we have any mounts? No. Perhaps 2-inch casemates? No. Secondary guns. 2 inches. Nope. We can't mount them anywhere. So I guess that's the best what we can do. Torpedo tubes. Again, we might eventually try and squeeze in those bad boys here. They will just slightly limit the angle on this gun. I'm not happy about it, but I might as well push this gun a little bit further away. How far I can go. If I would put it there, perfect. In fact, I could then change the angles on this one and get the offset under control. Yeah. Sadly, I can't. Oops. I can't put that any further. So I guess I will have to squeeze. Well, I will have to stick with what I got. That is still 9 battleships. Okay, and there are still few things I can do. Induced boilers, perhaps. Let's see. Engine efficiency is at 100%. Shaft. Shaft 3, why not? Auxiliary engines 3. We might actually squeeze in some better technology on this one. Trap 4 armor. Barbette 4, perfect. Anti-torque 3, might be very useful. Anti-float 3. Citadel 5, why not? Rangefinder, okay. Stereoscopic rangefinder 4, definitely, we want that accuracy. Hydro 3, so we can detect torpedoes, and radio direction finder. Torpedoes 20-inch, that's for sure. And propellants. I'm really tempted to go with fast. Torpedo accuracy will suffer. What's the range? 6.3 kilometers. I'm happy with that. So in case enemy cruiser will get close to one of my battleships, and there will be 5 of these bad boys, those will be able to actually, do a lot of damage. When it comes to propellant, Corded 2 sounds pretty interesting. Obviously, I could go with 2 powder and get that extra penetration. Yeah, could do. I could go with TNT. Let's see. HE shell damage, shell penetration. Nope. Gun range is reduced. Oh, white powder is actually increasing gun range. That is interesting. Yeah. Let's go with Corded 2. Let's go with increased ammunition, even though with 5 battleships I could actually go with standard. How much ammunition? 270 per gun. That's fine. That sounds alright. I could go with heavy shells. Why not? Sounds like an interesting design. On top of that, I will have those 5-inch guns. They can actually punch through quite formidable armor. And since enemy will have, what is that, heavy cruisers, I should be able to actually deal some damage to them using my casemate guns. It might be a little bit tougher to deal any damage to those battle cruisers, but definitely, yeah, with Corded 2, I might be able to deal some to heavy cruisers though. Right, belts. I'm not gonna have fastest ships ever, but let's go with 14-inch belt. Okay, belt extended. Oh yeah, definitely. 8-inch at least. Deck extended. Oh yes. If I could go with 4-inch and at least 6-inch on the deck. Conning tower. Let's pump it up to 16-inch turret. Same 16. Perfect. Turret top. Let's pump it to 5, and secondaries. Let's protect it with at least 5-inch of armor. Okay. That's very interesting. I will have 4 battleships, which means 1 battleship per a single enemy. And now I can even crack on the speed. 23.5. 24. Ooh. 24.5. 25. Ooh, that's already a fast battleship. And I'm pretty much at the limit. I don't know about you guys, but I think this thing is actually well protected. I could go with reinforced bulkheads too, though, and drop my speed by a knot. 24, no. 23.5. Ooh. 23, a bit too much. 22.5. Ooh, just above 22 knots. Oh, okay. 22 knots is not bad, providing that I will have extra protection coming from reinforced bulkheads. I'm happy with that design. On top of that, I can increase protection on the belt just slightly by 1/2 inch. Oh, there we go. Deck. Ooh, deck will be too heavy armor. Yeah, deck extended also. Conning tower. Yeah, we can actually pump it up by 0.4 inch. Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. Ooh, I could actually go with oil fuel. And just look at that. I can now invest in some extra speed. Yeah, that looks good. 24 knots. Okay. Okay, that's a nice adjustment that I almost missed. And I can still build 4 battleships. I still got some extra weight that I can use. Okay. So I can improve conning tower. I could improve the deck armor. Okay. So 0.3 inch on the deck. Belt extended. Ooh, that's too heavy armor. So perhaps the turret. Yeah, turret might use extra armor. Secondaries won't be able to take any extra. Okay. I think that this is the maximum we can do. Okay, so we will have 4 battleships that can do 24 knots, have maximum protection that is available at the time. We got the best equipment available at the time. However, the guns are a little bit, guns are not the best, but they can still deal a lot of damage. 13-inch guns should be more than enough to deal damage to enemy cruisers and battle cruisers. We got quite nice protection. I think this fleet will be easily able to defeat the enemy. The only difficulty in this mission is to avoid enemy torpedoes. But yeah, within like 20 minutes since we started this battle, we managed to actually build quite nice dreadnoughts. Yeah, that is definitely a dreadnought. So let me just place the camera at the right angle. Okay, that's perfect. Let me just move the cursor away. And up. There we go. That's a screenshot. Perfect. Right, so this is a misery. Let's start the battle. Okay, so here we are. We got 2 battle cruisers and 2 heavy cruisers versus 4 battleships. I have to admit that in the latest patch, the game takes awfully long to load. Right, let's detach it. Right, we are being under fire already. So I shall detach my forces. Oh, Missouri is surprisingly far away. Enemy is to the east. Okay. I'm not sure why Missouri is so far away. I will set the speed 20 knots for each of my ships to pump up that accuracy. And the huge problem I have at the moment is that the enemy can spot me. However, I can't spot the enemy. Right, let's increase the speed. Very good. We got 150 minutes to deal with the enemy. Ohio is taking fire. Ooh. Yeah, enemy is definitely trying to destroy those battleships as soon as possible. Ooh, Delaware took a hit and she is on fire. This is no good. Being set on fire so early in the battle might become problematic. Okay. Right. All my ships are doing great so far. Even though we are taking some hits, we should be able to defeat the enemies. I'm not sure what kind of guns enemy has. I can see where the shots are coming from. They are not that far away. Ooh, and they are punching through my armor surprisingly well, which is a little bit concerning. I am definitely using quite good armor. I am definitely using decent technologies, but the enemy has an advantage. So I wonder. Oh my goodness me, 68 damage with just one hit. That doesn't look good. Oh, and we've been set on fire. Another fire. My goodness me. Just look at this. Enemy became quite accurate. Right, I'm gonna maneuver. Let's benefit from another fire. Oh dear, Ohio is definitely not resistant to fires. That is no good. But that is probably indicating that enemy might be running corded or lidded. Which means that every single of my shots should technically be very deadly. If I can punch through enemy armor, that will probably mean that enemy will be prone to internal explosions. Another fire. Oh my goodness me, Ohio is definitely getting into trouble. Missouri, you have to join in the battle. You are very far away, which might be a problem. Yeah, spotting is not a specialty of my ships, and I need to fix that. Ooh, another fire. My goodness me. Are they trying to burn Ohio? There we go, another fire. They don't seem to be dealing a whole lot of damage. But definitely those fires are concerning. I still can't spot the enemy. Missouri, you have to join Ohio. Hopefully we will be able to provide assistance for her. Ooh, another fire. Looks like enemy might be using... Yeah, according to reports, I've been hit by 13-inch shell. Okay, there we are. My ships can now open fire. How far is that? 18.3 kilometers. That is surprisingly far. Probably that's why enemy is punching through my armor so easily. That is a very good indication. Okay. Oh, Delaware became a new target. I need to be really careful because I can't see what enemy ships are. What did we detect? And that looks like a battle cruiser. Yeah. These guys doesn't seem to have a great deal of armor. My shots are falling all the way around. Not too accurate fire on my part. Let's try and identify this bad boy. Ohio. Yeah, 17.6 kilometers. That is still pretty far. 1% chance to hit. That's not greatest. Misery. Yeah, you have to chase the enemy. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, and torpedo tube has been destroyed. It's a torpedo tube on starboard side. Ooh. Right. That is no good. Definitely. Right, Wyoming, you're gonna expose your starboard to the enemy. Delaware, yeah, you need to get closer. We can't stick so far away from the enemies. Ohio, yeah, you are shooting at the enemy, which is perfect. But I need you to turn more into the enemy. Missouri, you're gonna follow the rest of the ships and switch target to the furthest battle cruiser. Oh, that is a heavy cruiser. Ooh, look at this design. She does have some heavy guns. Right, Delaware. Delaware, you are charging into this bad boy, so perhaps if you could focus fire on her, that would make a difference. Okay. And this one is charging. She might be trying to open fire with her torpedoes. Let's focus fire on this bad boy. What's the distance? 10 kilometers. Ooh, there might be torpedoes in the water. So, Delaware, I want you to make a hard turn, same as you, Wyoming. Let's expose some of that broadside to this guy. Ooh, that's a nice hit. Yeah, I think she definitely fired some torpedoes. Ohio, you're gonna change your course. And Missouri, you're gonna also adjust your course. I need to be very careful with those. As soon as I can identify the enemy, I can actually know. Yeah, they definitely fired torpedoes. So perhaps turning away with my ships would be appropriate, because I'm absolutely sure some torpedoes have been fired. We are still shooting at that heavy cruiser. Oh, those are looking good. They missed. Ooh. Those are 9-inch guns. Okay. Thankfully, enemy is not able to deal great amount of damage to me, which is definitely helpful. Misery keeps shooting at Yaroslav, who doesn't have torpedoes. Ooh, and they are, yeah. And Yaroslav is equipped with 14-inch guns, which basically puts my, well, battleships, my Dreadnoughts, being a little bit outgunned. Not by the amount of guns. Ooh, Delaware suffered from flooding, which is not good. We still can't hit Alexandr Nevsky, and she haven't fired torpedoes. That's interesting, and she can easily deal with my armor. Oh, that's no good. But let's see, bulkheads maximum. Okay. What kind of... Oh, propellant is TNT. Okay. That is a very important information. Delaware suffered from some heavy damage. I'm not really happy about it. We can't really hit Alexandr Nevsky. Some lucky hits would be highly appreciated. We are trying to keep Alexandr Nevsky away from our forces. Okay, okay. Yeah, we scored some hits. That's good. We are still not dealing great amount of damage. Ohio, who are you shooting at? Okay, you are also shooting at Alexandr Nevsky. And it's only Missouri that is currently fighting with Yaroslav, who is the only battle cruiser on enemy side that we can actually see. Okay. Okay, Ohio. I definitely need to be a little bit more aggressive if I want to deal damage to the enemy. I can already see that. My accuracy is not the greatest. I'm kind of surprised and somewhat disappointed by the performance of my ships. Yeah, we need to definitely cut the distance to Yaroslav. Fighting at 16 kilometers is definitely not doing me any good. That is way too far. Misery, yeah. Enemy is trying to keep their distance. Ooh. Some heavy hits. They are actually over-penetrating my armor, which is not good. Oh, because they hit a funnel. Okay. Can I actually force the enemy to use the torpedoes? That would definitely help me. Okay, Delaware, that's a nice shot. They are falling short, yeah. I definitely need to get closer to the enemy. Ohio, you can turn in. We are still trying to trade shots at a long range with enemy battle cruisers. That's not the best outcome. I need to get closer. First of all, that will let me actually score some hits. I do have plenty of ammunition for my guns, which is good. Definitely much more than enemy 14-inch guns, which are quite dangerous to my ships. I might eventually defeat the enemy, mostly because they will just run out of ammo. which seems like a high probability. With each salvo, they are firing quite a lot of ammunition, and providing that it's not super accurate, it will give me an edge before the end of the battle. The main difficulty is to slow the enemy down enough to actually destroy them. So we still got 1 hour 47 minutes to actually sink the enemy. It's taking a bit longer than I expected. I'm not gonna lie. We are not dealing damage. And we are playing at 3 times time compression, and this battle seems to be, yeah, it's gonna be dragging a little bit. The good thing is that as long as we are under fire, under pretty inaccurate fire, I'd say, we do have an advantage. We got much more ammunition, but if we fail to reduce the distance, it might be problematic. Yeah. I could definitely use extra accuracy that would come with reduced distance. Okay. Let's pump up the speed. Okay, for now it doesn't look that bad. Yeah, we are constantly shooting at Alexander Nevsky. And we are chasing the enemies. Yeah, Alexander Nevsky is still taking fire. She haven't fired her torpedoes, even though she's only 9.5 kilometers away from my battleships. I am still trying to chase her. If I can go as close as 8 kilometers, I'm sure I can start scoring some better hits. Oh, Missouri just took a hit and casemate got damaged. Let's try and score some hits on Alexander Nevsky. We are... Ooh, damage to main tower. This is not looking good. What's the range on my... Ooh, the range on those is 8.7, so just a tiny bit more, and I should be able to open fire with my secondaries at Alexander Nevsky. Torpedoes are still not fired. Yeah, my belt armor started to take some hits, which is good. Okay, Ohio is getting close to Yaroslav. Try and charge at her. Missouri, you keep firing at Alexander Nevsky. Yeah, she is trying to increase the distance. That is no good. I still haven't identified the last remaining heavy cruiser. Not sure what is she equipped with. Missouri, okay. Yeah, my belt extended is started. Oh, there we go. Alexander Nevsky just took a massive hit, which is something that we want. Okay, Missouri, increase the angle. Good. And Alexander Nevsky is suffering from flooding. Yeah, that increased pressure is something that I definitely need. We still got plenty of ammunition, but the large distance is not helping. Omsk is almost out of ammo, which is good. That is definitely something I want to see. It's only that last remaining heavy cruiser that we don't know about. Okay, Missouri, how close are you? Okay, less than 10 kilometers from Yaroslav. If I could punch through her armor, that would definitely help me. Wyoming, yeah, just go closer. Delaware, just get closer again. Try to shorten the distance towards Omsk. For some reason, even though I got anti-float 3, the water is not being pumped out of this compartment. Perhaps it's a bug of this particular module, because it pretty much happens every time. A good thing is that Yaroslav is pretty much out of ammunition, so in order to deal some damage to me, she will have to get closer. Question is, should I actually increase the speed? Okay, we actually managed to identify enemy heavy cruiser halfway through already, which is good. Missouri, you gonna chase after Yaroslav. What's the top speed? Oh my goodness me, 30.5 knots. That is a huge problem. We are not dealing great amount of damage to her. I'm still not sure about that one last remaining heavy cruiser. Okay, I'm getting very close to Yaroslav. Let's, all of you, let's open fire at Yaroslav. Okay, we are dealing damage. That's very good. Okay. Delaware. Yeah. Okay. One of the heavy cruisers have not fired her torpedoes. I'm hoping that the other one will stay the same way. Okay, Delaware is taking fire, but she should survive. Yaroslav is almost out of ammunition. She's definitely helping, but she is becoming more and more accurate. Yeah, she has 30% accuracy. I got only 20. Ooh, but we started to deal damage. Secondary tower got hit. Omsk is almost out of ammo. Okay, Svetaya Ekaterina. She also has 8 torpedoes, which she haven't fired yet. It's not gonna be easy to sink all the enemies, not because they are too tough to defeat in direct battle. Oh, Delaware is getting into a very, very risky position, fighting against Yaroslav. But on the other hand, Yaroslav is taking on water. Oh. Okay. If we can just sink her. There we go. Almost there. Almost there. 3%. Come on. Don't recover. Oh, and... Okay. With the last shot against Delaware, Yaroslav managed to poke a hole in my hull. We should be able to actually recover from that. Okay, all of my ships are rushing into the enemy. Currently, I am getting dangerously close to enemy heavy cruisers. Yeah, Delaware is definitely not in the great spot. I will switch torpedoes. Is it? Torpedoes. Yeah. So all guns there, and oops, I'm using the wrong button. So this one here and this one here, just in case we will get close enough to Alexander Nevsky. Ooh, fire control is damaged. That is not good. Okay. Oh, damage to funnel. Perfect. Delaware, how is your... Right, secondaries is Alt and click. There we go. The secondaries open up on those heavy cruisers. And torpedoes open up on heavy cruisers. We are still too far away from for the torpedoes. Wyoming, yeah, you have to get close to the enemy. So that's what we are trying to achieve. Missouri, yeah, get close. Ohio, get close. Perfect. We got 1 hour and 16 minutes to destroy enemy forces. Enemies still haven't fired their torpedoes. That is really interesting. Omsk is going very low on ammunition, which is very good. Pretty much that will eliminate one of the last ships that can deal damage if she runs out of ammo. She's the same as, well, same as good as sunk if she doesn't have any ammunition for 13-inch guns. That are pretty much the only guns that can deal serious damage to me. Obviously those 9-inch guns on heavy cruisers can still punch through my armor, more or less. But they are much less dangerous than 13-inch guns on Omsk. So making enemy run out of ammo is definitely going to help me. Wyoming, how are you doing for ammunition? Yes, you are doing great. I will try and shorten the distance. Ohio, you can also turn in. Hopefully Omsk will not be able to keep the distance. Enemy heavy cruisers still haven't fired their torpedoes, but since Delaware has damaged fire control, I'm not really able to score a hit. Okay, Wyoming has opened up with secondaries. That's very good. Okay, Alexander Nevsky managed to damage my funnel. That is really not good. Missouri, yeah, you also turn in, because you gonna become a main attacking force. Delaware, yeah, enemy is pretty much running away from you, is it? I'm not fan of the fact that enemy keeps so large distance. Omsk is out of ammo, so that makes Wyoming less exposed. I will go ahead flank and try to make a quick attack on the enemy. Alexander Nevsky is pretty much out of ammo. Święta Ekaterina, she's not even firing. That is really disturbing. I'm not sure what's gonna happen. My secondaries keep firing at Alexander Nevsky though. We are setting some fires. That is very interesting. Okay. Ohio, you also go ahead flank. Missouri, ahead flank. I really need to shorten the distance to the enemy. Delaware, okay. Omsk is taking on water. That might help. I am running out of time. I did spend quite a lot trying to chase the enemy, but for some reason enemy is saving up torpedoes, so definitely when we manage to... Oh, there we go. Some torpedoes have been fired. I will try to avoid them with Wyoming. Yeah, 2 of the torpedoes have been fired from Alexander Nevsky. That is very interesting. I am getting very close to Omsk. Oh, and here are the torpedoes. Can I avoid them? Ooh, that is looking pretty dangerous. Oh, just. I managed to just avoid them. However, Missouri is still in danger. She might take a hit. Okay. And those torpedoes will actually reload pretty fast. Okay, Missouri also managed to avoid being hit. Ohio, yeah, you have to try and shorten the distance. Omsk, you are getting... How far you are? 5.9. Okay, but you are running away. 6.4 for Alexandr Nevsky. But you are very likely to avoid the torpedoes. I will send secondaries after Alexandr Nevsky. Okay, Ohio. Yeah, try and catch Omsk. We really need to... Oh, okay, we got another flooding. That is gonna help. Okay, Alexandr Nevsky almost reloaded torpedoes. It is a very dangerous distance. Because enemy can easily defeat me with those torpedoes. Which is not something I want. Wyoming, you're gonna charge into those two heavy cruisers. We will try and rush them. Missouri, you chase after Omsk. And Delaware, yeah, you are falling behind, unfortunately. Okay, Omsk is sinking, so Wyoming. I'm not sure who they fired torpedoes at. Okay. They were fired against Wyoming. Fantastic. And they are all gonna miss. So all I need to do now is to deal with those two heavy cruisers. Again, like pushing heavily onto the enemy is the right strategy here. There might be... Oh, there are more torpedoes heading towards Wyoming. Ooh, these are gonna go very close. I will try to squeeze in between them. Let me set torpedoes for Svitaya Ekaterina. Torpedoes are out. This is gonna be very interesting exchange. Okay, focus fire on Alexandr Nevsky. Ohio. Focus everything on Svitaya. Ah, you just missed it. Who just took a hit? Missouri took a hit. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. I should have paid attention. This is not good situation. I do have good enough torpedo protection to eventually deal with it. But definitely I don't want to get hit consecutively by the enemy. They still have 6 and 4 torpedoes, so that's the only weapon they have to actually deal any damage to me. Wyoming. Oh, Wyoming, your starboard side torpedoes are damaged. Okay, Svitaya Ekaterina. There we go. We got flooding. That is something I wanted. That will slow you down. The problem is that... Ooh, another flooding and engine down. And yet another flooding on Svitaya. That is very good. But I can never be sure when the torpedoes are fired. So Wyoming, you have to chase her. Missouri, focus fire on Alexandr Nevsky. I will let Ohio and... Ooh, yeah, I will let Ohio and Wyoming deal with Svitaya. And Svitaya seems to have... Yeah, she has extremely good torpedo protection. And the torpedoes are ready on her. That doesn't look good. She has her armor damaged pretty heavily. Oh, and Alexander Nevsky is actually turning into Wyoming. So she's probably preparing a torpedo attack, which is very dangerous situation. We are very close to enemy. Ooh, for some reason, Alexander Nevsky fired her torpedoes in an opposite direction. So that might indicate an issue with the design. Wyoming, how's your torpedoes? Your torpedoes are still not ready. This is no good. Okay, focus all fire on Alexander Nevsky now. Okay, we got flooding. Good. That's very good. Ohio, you focus all fire on Alexander Nevsky. Okay, Święta Ekaterina, you suffer greatly. Oh, there we go. Missouri fired torpedoes. They are very fast and they are very likely to hit. At that distance, it's basically impossible to miss. Ohio also fired torpedoes. We got one torpedo hit on Święta Ekaterina. Ooh, that definitely deal a lot of damage. Ooh, Alexander Nevsky took 3 torpedo hits. My goodness me, this is a complete disaster for the enemy, isn't it? That crazy rush definitely paid off. Alexander Nevsky, yeah, she is taking on water. Święta Ekaterina, wow, those are very resistant cruisers. There we go. More flooding on Alexander Nevsky. She's not gonna survive, is it? Święta Ekaterina sunk, and Alexander Nevsky also sunk, and we still had 41 minutes on the clock. Wow. Whew. Wow. That was very exciting. I have to admit that this finish was very, very intense, as I would say it. Right, let me switch back to different screen. There we go. So, as always, I will do a quick summary of this mission. Guys, as you can see, investing more funds to build a little bit more of older design ships definitely paid off. I was initially a little bit scared if we can make it with this very old design, because as you could see, enemy ships were very modern. Those are most likely 1936 at least, or 1940 design, while at the same time the design of my ships resembled more to 1918 and 1902, perhaps modernized 1902 or something like that. It was not exactly South Carolina. We had much more modern guns and stuff. But as you could see, this was definitely far away from being modern battleship. We were much slower than the enemy, which is a great surprise for me that that enemy didn't try to take advantage of that fact. Because by keeping me at a long distance, I would probably run out of time and I would have lost this mission. But I'm not sure if AI is programmed to actually try and make me lose on time. This wouldn't be too fair for the player, though. So I doubt AI is programmed like that. But definitely AI is programmed to put up some fight. They were trying to make some use of the torpedoes. However, I have a feeling that AI accidentally designed cruisers that couldn't really take full advantage of the torpedoes they had, which gave some advantage to me, because obviously, since I also had some torpedoes, they were not the greatest one, but at a very short range, as you could see, they are very deadly, especially towards light ships like heavy cruisers. Light cruisers, they would probably be immediately devastated. they were not that successful against battlecruisers, mostly because it wasn't really needed. Battlecruiser seems to be a large enough target for my guns to be quite accurate, and since it is still a battlecruiser, so some sort of sacrifices are being made on those designs. So definitely armor is much lighter at the expense of having better and stronger guns. And in fact, one of the enemy battlecruisers was seriously outgunning every single of my ships. So I'm glad that I invested extra money into thicker armor, especially on the belt, deck, and extended belt, because that's definitely paid off. I took a couple of hits that would be very devastating if I wouldn't invest in that protection. And I did all of that at the expense of caliber of my guns. So I basically built a heavy dreadnought with a very tiny guns. Something that's, well, doesn't seem too logical, isn't it? It was exactly opposite type of design to what I was fighting against, which, well, battlecruiser is effectively a glass cannon, and, well, for me it was like a heavily armored fortress with tiny guns. So yeah, that was interesting clash between two types of designs, or two different approaches to designing ships. And I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I definitely did enjoy playing this mission. I hope that this will be a good motivation for you to press that subscribe button. And, well, along with the subscribe button, you might want to use that bell to get notification every time I upload a new content. That will definitely help you to not miss any more episodes of that series. Speaking of series, many of you might have not known, but every single series of the videos is organized into playlists on my channel, so you might want to visit it and browse through that. This way you can find all the videos from this particular series. You can find many other videos that are also organized in appropriate playlists. All the playlists are organized so they are chronological. So starting from episode 1 to episode whichever I managed to reach, you will watch them as they were released, which definitely helps all of you to look through the content without searching for another mission. Basically, the playlist will help you play them one after another. So yeah, do that. Obviously, I strongly encourage you to join my Discord server, where you can comment on the videos. You can make various other different comments about the games, discuss various different things about the games that you or me are playing. You can find new friends and many, many more. And finally, well, if you are not willing to join the Discord, you might as well leave a comment down below the video. I'm really happy to hear your thoughts about my gameplay or many other things. Oh, that was a lot, isn't it? Right, to not extend that farewell, well, guys, thanks for watching, and I hope to catch you next time. Later. Out.